So just to kind of show you where you are, this is the kitchen right here that I'm in now, and this is the half bath that's off the kitchen. This, you know, in the half bath goes into our laundry room, and this door used to be just a single door that opened, I think it opened, yeah, it opened into the bathroom, which was really inconvenient. It took up a lot of room. So my husband did put in these little two doors. He put those in, and this is the embarrassing mess of my laundry room. It has never been painted. I mean, it was painted before we moved in by the builders, but we've never painted it. There's things that have come off the wall and torn the drywall paper. The shelves are just the basic standard wire shelving that I think they came with the house. And the only thing we did was just put the ironing board hanger and then the little mop and broom hanger. We have this little 3 clothes sorter thing, which takes up a lot of the room because this room is tiny, and so you have to like back yourself into the dryer, open the door, and then get the clothes, and then kind of just like wiggle your way out. So this thing is the main goal to get rid of. Looking at this, the only thing that's in here that is new that I've kind of already gotten in ahead of time to start organizing are these baskets. There's 3 of them. There's 1, 2, and 3. Those are going to be what I'm going to use for my laundry sorters. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. But I just found those at Gordman's, and I like them because I like the pattern, but I also like how this color is pretty much the color that we're going to paint the room. It's the same color that we have in here in the kitchen on the walls and in the living room going up the stairs. It's the same color. So I'm going to stick with that color just for simplicity. And I don't know for sure if these are going to stay in here. This is like party supplies, like crepe paper and balloons, and then I have a giant inflatable birthday cake. It doesn't necessarily belong in here, but I don't know that I have anywhere else to put it, maybe other than the garage. So we'll see. These are clothes that my kids have outgrown that I need to put away. And, you know, just bleach. And this is a charger for my Dyson. That belt ring is not going to stay there. For whatever reason, my husband likes to get dressed in here in the morning, and so he keeps his belts in here. It annoys me, but that's what he likes to do. So if you notice, one thing I need to find room for is toilet paper doesn't have a home in here. The hand towel, like that white thing right there, that's the hand towel for the half bath. That really needs to have a set home. The dusting rags probably need to have a different spot. And I'm kind of annoyed that my new Rowenta iron does not fit in the ironing board holder. So I need to see if there's an ironing board holder that maybe has a bigger spot, or find a better place for the iron than on the dryer. Same thing for the ironing. That basket right there is all ironing, which I will do on Tuesday, but you know, in the meantime, it's in the way of this thing and then those baskets. I've got my steam cleaner right here. So it's horrible. It's a mess. It's always bothered me, but it's been one of those rooms that you're kind of like, well, it's not really top priority. So now it's going to be redone. The next thing I'm going to do, but basically I'm just going to sit down and brainstorm everything I think that needs to belong in the space. And then from there, I'll make a list of things that I need to purchase or measure or look up or research. That is the before of my horrific laundry room. So I'm finally ready with my after tour of my laundry room. If you remember, it's very small, so it's going to be kind of hard to film. It is connected to my half bath downstairs. So I'm in the half bathroom right now, and we have just the 2 little double doors that lead into the laundry room. And if you remember, there was a laundry sorter right here, which took up a lot of room, and whenever you were trying to get clothes out of the dryer, you'd have to kind of back yourself into the room and scrunch your way out with a load of laundry. So that was the main goal, was to get that sorter out of the laundry room to make some more floor space, to be able to move the ironing board to a different wall, which we did. And so that kind of meant implementing a new dirty laundry system. So basically what we have done is we keep 2 laundry sorters in my husband and my closet, which we put all their dirty towels, and the other one is for like darks and lights that are our clothes, my husband and my clothes. And then our girls have their own laundry hamper in the linen closet outside of their bedroom. So we only bring stuff down when it's time to wash. The only problem we had was we still had a couple dirty things down here that would need to stay down here, which were mostly dusting rags, any kind of a cleaning cloth, and dish towels and dish rags. So these baskets actually are housing quite a few things. There's a medium size on the bottom row and then a larger size on the top row. And so for the dirty laundry that's from just downstairs, I put in this one. So I filled it with a plastic bin from the Dollar Tree just so it wouldn't get the basket wet. and then labeled it laundry. So these little guys came from the dollar section of Target. They're little tiny clothespins on chalkboard, a little tiny chalkboard. So that way they're labeled so everybody can find them. So that's how, that's the main way that I was able to get rid of the laundry sorter. And it's kind of just been about retraining myself to not bring dirty laundry down every day, leave it upstairs until there's a load worth, and then bring it down and do it at that time. So that's worked out really nicely. We've been using that new system for probably a month and a half now, and it's worked out really well. So kind of going back to these baskets though, we moved the shelves. We had, this one was a little bit lower, and I think this one's a little bit lower too. We raised it up a little bit. These, they look black maybe on screen, but they're navy with the kind of the Moroccan trellis pattern, and they have a rope handle on both sides. So these came from Gordman's. So there are 3 of the small size, 3 of the large size, and I put things on the bottom that I use most frequently. So like I said, this one's dirty laundry from downstairs. This one is, there's a little basket inside that's got odd socks, which is right in there. And then I just have a wipes container in here that I keep latex gloves in, which I use when I clean toilets, when I clean out the hamster's cage, and I just don't want to touch it. So I keep the extra latex gloves in there. And underneath those things are very rarely used laundry bags. So I labeled that. And then this basket is all reusable shopping bags. And then I just, right now I have an oatmeal container that I have like grocery bags in. But all the other ones are like the reusable kind of fabric shopping bags. But up there is toilet paper, and there's a little label for that too. This one is extra paper towels for the house, and that one's empty. So like I said before, always leave room to grow. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put in there yet, but that one is empty for right now. And those are quite large bins. They hold quite a few things. So that is all the basket situation that we have. Here I have a woven kind of a reach-in basket that I got at Home Goods, and I keep the the hand towels that are for the half bath, the extra ones. I keep them there. And then I have just this little grass and IKEA pot from IKEA, obviously, just to make it, you know, have a little bit of color in here and to be able to have the hand towels accessible for the half bath. I also wanted to make sure that when I am cleaning the half bath that I have all the cleaning supplies that I need in here handy, because when I was keeping them in the kitchen, even though the kitchen is right on the other side of this wall, it was annoying to have to go get the paper towels and then go back and get a thing of Lysol wipes and go back and get a thing of Windex. So what I did was I put in a paper towel holder right here, so I have paper towels just for cleaning up the laundry room and the half bath. And then on this little metal tray that I found at Hobby Lobby, I keep all the detergents that I need for in the laundry room and then cleaner. So I use the Honest Company bathroom cleaner, so I use this to wipe up any spills in here in the laundry room, and then also to clean the mirror and sink of the half bath. And then I have a container of Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes, whatever kind of wipe I have, again for the bathroom, maybe in here if something spills. And then for the toilet in the half bath, I didn't have to keep the cleaner in here for that because it fits behind the toilet, so that's in the bathroom. And then in here I just have a bottle of bleach, which I need to label, but I keep that in here for when I want to bleach socks or anything. I do keep my bleach in there. This little guy is so cute. This is my new Lint Trashcan that I got off Amazon. It's really small and cute, but it's really nice to have, because before I did have a little trash can in here for lint and stuff, but it didn't match the color, so I wanted something different that had a lid that you couldn't see through. A lot of little tiny desktop trash cans you can see through. I didn't want to be able to see all the lint. So the lid just pops off. It's got a little swiveling thing. You can just stick it in there. It's got a magnet, so it's forced, kind of, it pulls itself to close. And it's a really nice way to keep track of the lint without having to just lay it on the dryer or something, or forgetting to throw it away. So I really like that. I'll put a link for that down below. And like I said, this tray is actually a metal, it was in the summer section of Hobby Lobby, and it used to be aqua. And so my husband spray painted it this really deep navy. So I was really happy with how that turned out. I used to keep my detergents and things up there. It just looked messy. They were always all over the place and things were behind you couldn't reach. So moving them onto the dryer looks a little bit nicer, and I love that trellis tray. It's really cute. And between the washer and dryer, you might have seen this in my IKEA haul that I did back in probably June. I wanted a way to keep my ironing. I do iron every week. And I wanted somewhere to keep it that wasn't like in a basket or wasn't seen, because it would look messy and take up room. So this fits perfectly between the washer and dryer. And then inside, I just keep, actually have another one in case I want to use it someplace else. I have a pop-up laundry hamper that I got at Walmart that I use whenever I do have ironing that's in there. I will put it in this basket, take it to the living room and fold it or iron it, And then once I'm done, it folds back up and goes back in here. And then I have an extra iron for either crafts or in case my Rowenta happens to die and bite the dust. That's just a cheap Black & Decker one. And it Velcros back down really nice and tight, fits perfectly. And then I have my dryer rack in the back, which we very rarely use to dry tennis shoes or anything like that, but I do have it in the back if I need it. So that fits perfectly. I was super excited to find that because I didn't want to put any kind of a bin over here because that would have defeated the purpose of getting rid of the laundry sorter and making more floor space. So that worked out perfectly, and I was super happy to find that. So kind of going back up here, I have a laundry line that it attaches right there, and you kind of go across. And I used to use that to dry everything because I hang dry all my jeans and my shirts, and my husband's things and my kids' things go in the dryer. But I hang dry all my stuff. There was always a line of clothes hanging across. It was always hanging in your face whenever you were trying to get into the washer. It was really obnoxious. So I still left it up there in case I needed it. But kind of a new thing I've been trying out and I love, and I believe it's by Spectrum. It came from Amazon, and it was like a 2-pack for $9 or something crazy. But I just hang them on these plastic hangers, like my shirts and things. Hang them on these plastic hangers from the Dollar Tree, which I'd gotten a more expensive pair at Meijer and our set. And when I got them home and I saw the ones at Dollar Tree, they're exactly the same for like triple the money. So I took those back, and that pack of 8 was $1. And I was really worried about it making like the bumps in your shoulders by hanging them on there wet. But it really doesn't, because by the time they spin out in the washer, they're not terribly wet. And then I hang them up there. Even my undergarments, you know, I'll hang kind of over, and then I take the hangers and hang them all right here to dry, and they dry really quickly. And then I just put the hangers back here, and then this thing folds up out of the way. It's so much nicer. The only time I ever have to get the drying line out is if I'm like hang drying jeans. I will go ahead and pull the line out and use it for pants. Other than that, that works great for shirts and underwear and bathing suits and things like that. So I love that, and that's been helping to keep the laundry room a lot cleaner. So I'm moving along. The ironing board used to be right here in this wall, and then I had my mop and kind of cleaning broom caddy right there. It just really annoyed me. I didn't like it being there. So that has been moved to right outside the garage door, so I can just open up the kitchen door, stick my hand in the garage, grab my broom, or whatever I need. So that really cleared up a lot of wall space. So I moved the ironing board onto that wall. And the ironing board holder is from Real Simple. And I wanted one particularly that had room on each side for bottles. Because on one side I keep my ironing board, or my iron bottles that I use to fill it up with water. The other side I just have a lint roller. And then, of course, the ironing board. I got a new ironing board because mine was missing all of its feet. And so, but I couldn't find an ironing board cover that I liked or that would match and not clash with my kind of navy trellis Moroccan theme. So kind of became the artwork partially for the laundry room. So definitely had to be navy and had to have the trellis theme. So I found a really nice lady on Etsy that custom makes ironing board covers for standard size ironing boards like mine. And then she makes the other, like the more elongated, larger sizes also. But I was really happy to find it, and I emailed her and I told her, I was like, this is the exact pattern of my baskets over there. So I was really excited to find it. I'll put a link for her shop down below. It's really high quality. It's better than anything I've ever purchased at the store. Because you know, usually your ironing board will come with like a little cheap thing, and you end up having to replace it in like 6 months, and they're usually expensive and not always the best quality. Hers is really nice and thick. It's a really durable material. She makes it adjustable. It's got a drawstring, so if you need to make it a little bit smaller, you can cinch it in and make it fit just perfectly. But I've been using it for several weeks now, and I really love it. So I will put the link for her shop down below if you're interested. She has all kinds of patterns and styles that you can get to customize your ironing board cover and make it pretty, because ironing is bad enough, so we don't want to have to look at an ugly ironing board cover. So this was my solution to that, was finding her shop in this beautiful high quality ironing board cover. So moving around, since this used to be on this wall and then the bottom of it was blocked by laundry sorters, now that all that is moved, it freed up this wall just to have nice and clean and open. And I have my artwork here. I have my kind of trellis Moroccan shaped picture frame that I found at Hobby Lobby. It used to be aqua and we painted it white, so it kind of pulls in sort of the shape of the trellis shape, but not so much. I didn't want it to be navy because I wanted to have a little splash of white to make it crisp and clean. So I have this, painted it white. I did use a navy matte, and then I just made this artwork on the inside, and it says the laundry room right there, and wash, dry, fold, repeat. And of course, knowing me in typical Disney style, I had to have a little splash of Disney even in my laundry room, so I put little tiny Mickeys in between instead of just a dot. So I think it turned out really cute. The only thing I will change maybe in the future is to make the clothespins a little bit more of a lighter blue instead of a darker blue. And when I was doing it on my computer, it looked like it matched the matte, but it really turned out to be quite a bit darker than the matte. So if I end up getting around to it, I'll take it down and just reprint it with a little bit of a lighter blue. But otherwise, I think it turned out really cute since it was free, especially the clip art for the clothespins I just found on Google. And I was really excited with how it turned out. I had that frame for a while and just been sitting in my garage. So it was a nice way to use something that I already had and make it work in the space. And so then the last thing to really pull it all together is a rug. And I wanted one that was obviously navy. And navy, who knew that navy was so hard to match? And there were so many versions of like a black navy and a really blue navy and a, you know, so I had a really hard time. I went through a couple different rugs before I got the right one. This one's just a really nice deep navy. I think it pulls in really nicely with the ironing board cover, pulls in really nicely with the baskets. And it is a trellis theme, if you can see. It does have the trellis design. It's just plain navy though, it doesn't have white. So I really liked how it was simple. It's really durable. But I really like it. I found it at Kohl's. It was really inexpensive. I think it was on sale for like $20. It was regularly $40 or $50, I think. So it was on sale and I had a coupon. So for that price and for that size, I was really happy with how it turned out. So this is the laundry room after. I mean, I could have done a lot more maybe to make it more organized. I've said in my videos before, if we were planning on staying here a long time, we would probably take all this down and do cabinetry. I would change the light fixture and get something nice. I really wanted a chandelier, some kind of a Moroccan style light fixture in here. But as I said, I wanted to work with primarily what I had and not spend any more than necessary. So since I already had the shelving and we're not planning on staying, I did not do any kind of a custom cabinetry. And, you know, obviously I would prefer to have a stackable washer and dryer. That would have opened up a lot of room over there for storage. But again, these still work, knock on wood. And I'm waiting until they die to replace them with a stackable front-loading unit. So that just kind of shows you, to try to work with what you've got, adding little things here and there that you can with coupons and on using sales and places like Home Goods and Gordman's and things to get the most for your money, but still making it look nice, a space that you don't hate to go into, a space that you can work with and not trip over things, and a space that you still have room to grow. So I hope you all liked that before and after tour of my laundry room. I'll put links for everything I can find down below, and please like this video if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.